Burned to death. Both Iris and her sister were captured by the Bell Killer. Iris escaped, but her sister was burned to death. I kind of had a feeling that she was linked with her in some way or another, because that's kind of what it felt like. How did they not know the door's open? Oh my god.
This place is a nightmare.
I guess I should have opened the door, huh? To town we go.
Over here, in those shadows there. Coast is clear.
Why do my worst nightmares keep getting way worse?
Okay, let's figure this out.
Thought I would never see this again.
All right. So what do you know about this contract?
Nothing.
Oh, come on.
It doesn't make sense.
So he just asked you if you knew about a contract?
He didn't ask. He wanted us to admit to it. Admit to having a contract with demons.
Demon?
We did nothing to him. He had no reason to go after us the way he did.
The way he did. He drowns one girl and burns another. And where have I seen that stake before?
Witches. He's going after quote-unquote witches. Where have I seen this stake before? Game's asking the hard questions. The gala invitation.
That's it. All right, look. Get Iris to the church. Make sure that she's safe. I'll catch up with you later. Go.
Okay, come on, Iris.
All right. Now what the hell does a museum gala have to do with Rose's murder?
Investigate possible Bell Killer survivor at the asylum. Completed. Investigate the gala for links to the Bell Killer. How could the Bell Killer or his murderers be linked to the gala? Gala invitation examined. Rose's murder might be related to the exhibit at the museum. We got two more stories. Only 7 more pieces of our life. Or sorry, Julia's thoughts. 4 more info about my killer. The other thing I'm not concerned. I was just trying to figure out if that would take me directly inside, but I think it does. Also, I think it's on the other side of this wall, huh? Definitely is. Go this way. I think I did miss something on that wall when I came out of the apartments right outside the place where we got killed. But I think I'm going the super long way. I just want to go check it real quick. This way. Almost forgot which way to go. Yeah, there was definitely something on this wall. I'm almost positive. You kidding me? There's a bank right across the street from where we got murdered. It's interesting. Really nothing, huh? I'm telling you, there's something here. Maybe there isn't. That's the only other place we haven't been is that way. It's stuck there. All right. Next, Salem History Museum.
Fitting for an investigation about a serial killer. All these murders have whipped this town into a frenzy. Now it all leads here to a gala celebrating a time when Salem found itself swept up in another whirlwind of hysteria.
One thing I did notice that there's no ghosts to help in the last place in the insane asylum. So that's the way out, yeah.
I'm so sorry. Tomorrow tickets will go on sale.
I couldn't get out. The fire was merciless.
Looking around to make sure I don't miss anything.
Gather round and bear witness to the righteous proceedings of a trial of a most heinous nature. Now you, good woman Putnam, you stand accused of the murder of 7 of your own children, whom you claim were taken by forces of the devil.
Freak show better give me some answers.
I did not do it. My devil spawn of a child is my own accuser.
Is this gala linked to the Bell Killer murderers somehow?
Did you see all those police lights?
Museum date. Went to the History Museum with Ronan again. He's not much of a history buff, but he knows I am, and he's so sweet to come with me. Ominous as it may be, I love that this little town has so much gravitas to it. Gravitas? That people have lived here for centuries. That helps me feel rooted to this place. Baker in the stocks. Being a dishonest baker is one of the many offenses liable to result in the public shaming and torture of the stocks. Terror on the tracks. Need 14 more to uncover that story. Gotta be careful about where I exit there. Gotta be careful here in general, Jesus Christ. Okay. 12 more. Trying to keep my eyes extremely open. Oh, okay. Just, you know, a train casually blocking my way.
So it wasn't really a form of execution.
Ah, there we go. German witch trial. During the European witch hunts, Germany executed between 50,000 and 80,000 people accused of being witches, of whom roughly 80% were women. Jesus Christ, I did not know that fact. That's horrendous because Germany just really goes on a tangent, don't they? They're out here just trying to exterminate everyone. Okay, so this wall... So I'll be there in a second. There was a collectible right there, but I don't want to skip too far ahead like that, unless I missed something. Okay, so I think we just, yeah, we explored everything. First witch execution plaque. The first person hanged at Gallows Hill was Bridget Bishop, who claimed that I am as innocent as the child unborn when presented with the charge of witchcraft. I don't know if I missed the plaque on the other side. I'm pretty sure I didn't. No, I didn't. We'll skip ahead though, 'cause it's like pretty much the only way to get over there. Witchcraft superstition plaque. Persecution of witches was not common in Europe between the fall of Rome and the Protestant Reformation. Numerous laws explicitly forbade condemning people as witches or burning people for witchcraft. This stemmed from the notion that the very belief in witchcraft was superstitious. Who knows, maybe I can finish off this witch knowledge thingy. Train station memorial plaque. Once the mighty iron trains charged forth on rails housed in the building, now this place has been transformed into a monument to our town's past, carrying history forward on the rails of our memories.
What made us derail that day? I always wonder.
Make sure there's nothing in behind there. Collect you. Dunking a gossip. Those convicted of gossiping sometimes paid their penance via the dunking stool. Was one more ghost out here too that I'm gonna talk to. And then we'll start our investigation.
I remember a bright flash, and then nothing.
This wasn't the door I came in. It's good I checked that because I almost missed this. Ronan meets Rex. I was so nervous. My rogue ex-con boyfriend meets my cop brother. It's a situation that's bound to have sparks, right? But it's like they were birds of a feather. I've never seen two men understand each other so naturally. I think this is going to work out fine.
I wish people could read the sign.
Okay.
There were children accusing their own parents.
Yeah, I mean, if it's here, I guess it's true.
Witch trial records. Replica of court records from the actual Salem witch trials.
I can't imagine what it would be like to have my own child turn on.
It blows my mind that this really happened. Not just in a play, but in the lives of real people.
Yeah. Seems like
Pillory. Must have been a pretty efficient way to publicly shame people. Salem Witch Trial Judgment House, owned by Judge Harthorne, one of the most influential judges during the witch trials. This historic mansion also served as a courtroom for many of the trials and sentencing hearings during the hysteria that blanketed Salem in 1692. He also kept the people in his basement, if I remember correctly. One of Salem's historic sites, a mansion owned by Judge, where accused witches were tried as part of the Salem witch trials in 1692. That's the only other place we have left to go.
Is upon us, Abigail Williams.
No.
You scourge of Salem. It is time to pay for your sin.
Actual Puritan era gallows. That ghost girl from the alleys is Abigail Williams, and this gallows was actually used to execute her centuries ago. Damn, that's rough. That was... Let me hear that sound again. Staying.
Confess, witch. Confess. Or covenant. A demonic contract with the dark forces.
Demonic contract. Back in Puritan times, they tortured people to coerce confessions that their actions were guided by a demonic contract. See, I told you, witches. This guy is witch hunting. Wasn't something like this used in a Bell murder? Yeah, to drown. Was her name Sophia? It wasn't Rose, so yeah, it would be Sophia in water. Dunking torture chair. Something like this was used to kill Sophia.
Talk about public humiliation.
See, they use it for
Must have been like the pillar
torture. They dunk them under and then they raise it back up, right? But yeah, you can just straight up kill someone if you don't raise it up. Definitely wasn't painless, I can tell you that. Burned at the stake. Rose was burned to death on a stake just like this.
So the Bell killer used torture devices like this to kill his victims. Why kill them like witches?
I'm surprised there's no exhibit for the accusers. It's such an important part of Salem's history.
Actually, several artifacts aren't on display yet. We're currently preparing them upstairs in the restoration room.
He's like,
What
motherfucker.
else is in here?
Restoration room artifacts. There are more artifacts upstairs in the restoration room that might relate to the Bell killer case. Witch trial punishment devices. The killer used Puritan era style witch trial punishment devices on his victims. Hey, the train's gone. Kind of. I better not get hit by that. And before there's like a fucking collectible in there. Like in the they're gonna make me do it, damn it. Alright. Let's have your worst game. Left. Left. That was close. Get that rock. Almost got hit by that one. Witch trial history plaque. The Salem witch trials ended in 1693. However, witch trials continued with legal sanction in Europe as late as 1750. I mean, we're already dead, so I don't think getting hit by that would do anything. But it's not like I want to get hit by that. Excuse me, gentlemen. Trying to see what I can find here. A lot of hiding spots. I don't like that. I only need 5 more and then I get that story. Definitely looking forward to.
Joy? I told you to look after Iris.
You're not the boss of me.
I found a bunch of stuff downstairs. The Bell Killer is offing his victims as if they're witches. I'm heading upstairs to see what else I can find.
She's like, all right, let's do
I
it.
told you to follow me, then maybe you would have stayed at the church.
You know me so well.
It's a good thing that happened though, because I did not see that. Did I just clip through that? No, okay, that's what I thought.
Just keep an eye out for security cameras and alarms.
Thanks for the tip, but this isn't even my first break-in today.
Yeah, this looks like the right place. Now let's see what these artifacts can tell me about the witch trials.
Do any of these artifacts relate to the Bell Killer case? Find an answer. There's 14 clues in here. That's cool. Looking for collectibles first, to be honest. Clip through that door. Almost up on time, so hopefully I can find these collectibles, play the last ghost, well, play this ghost story, and then when we come back, we can look for the clues. This room is just packed with shit. Oh my god.
This place, it puts me in touch with odd sensations centuries old. I'm trying to focus on this killer, but the echoes from these sensations keep interfering, like deaths from the past, pleading to be remembered.
Museum spirits. Joy's mother feels spirits from Salem's history are linked to the items kept in the museum. Which would make sense. One more. Museum donor plaque, dedicated to that nameless citizen whose generosity made the care of our town's heritage possible. We delicately restore the past to make a better future. 21 of 25. It's not bad. Medieval witch book. Only at 6. The Malleus Maleficarium, or Hammer of the Witches, published in 1487, argued for the existence of witches, the nature and genesis of their powers, and how best to prosecute them. That was a mouthful. There's the last one right there. Cool. That one ghost thing is so fucking sketchy. That one. I'm gonna collect it in a second. I just wanted to see. Book of Engravings. William Pine's Book of Coloring Engravings, The Costume of Great Britain, shows a rotating pillory that held 4 people at once as they walked around a post like mules at a grinding mill. Caught. No one understood what horrors befall the souls they steal. It's odd that they didn't have a that red prayer book. The Lord's Prayer Test. It was believed that the devil would never let one of his minions say all the words to the Christian Lord's Prayer. The accursed were asked to recite it in full, and some of them, through merely forgetting some of the words, would find themselves in deep legal trouble. Yeah, I believe that. Alright, let's... Terror on the Tracks.
My husband and I stepped off the platform and onto the giant hissing locomotive. I remember looking back at our small town and thinking of all the happy memories we made there. But I was excited to start our new life in Salem. I must have dozed off because I was startled awake by the sound of screeching metal. And as the train came to a halt, all I could hear was the torrential rain pelting against the roof. I looked out the window. There was only darkness. Then came the brightest flash of lightning I had ever seen. When my husband left to inquire about the delay, a woman in the back of the train started screaming. We rushed over to her and asked her what was wrong, but all she could manage to say through her sobs was something about seeing the spirits of the dead wandering in the rain. Stranger still were the passengers that were suddenly stricken with the painful memories of their past. It was at this point that I became truly terrified, so I set out to find Joe. When I reached the cab and still hadn't found him, I was worried. I looked out the front window and saw the train's conductor laboring to move a downed tree from the tracks. And there was Joe, walking up to help. However, instead of grabbing hold of the tree, Joe bent down, picked up a rock, and crushed the conductor's skull with it. When I left the train and ran up to him, I could see that this wasn't the Joe I once knew. Something had taken hold of him. Something angry. Then he saw something that terrified him. He dropped the rock and ran off into the woods. However, right before he disappeared into the trees, during a bright flash of lightning, I thought I saw something chasing him, hunting him. I can only describe it as a ghostly specter, cloaked in black. But more likely than not, it was just a shadow. The authorities spent days combing the woods for Joe, but he never turned up. I tried to go back home, but the memories were too painful. Some nights I lie in bed, tortured by the thoughts of what our life could have been if we had never stepped onto that train.
Damn, Joe. How you go do them like that, huh? Alright, yeah. We only got one more ghost story left. That's pretty good. We're only missing 1 witch trial history, 4 Salem's history. We're missing a fair bit of the ghost girl's message, as we figured. 1 profiler's memory. 5 Julia's thoughts. 4 info about my killer. Overall, pretty good. Anyways, we're gonna end it here. And when we come back, we will continue on with looking for clues in this room. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and say comment down below, subscribe, share, it all helps me out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.